Hi everyone, I'm Rachel. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be your instructor for this summer for COM 303, Business and Professional Communication. In this video, I'm going to briefly introduce myself and give you just a little bit of background about me, go over the syllabus and general expectations for the course, and then provide an overview of our eCampus page. This course is online asynchronous, so everything that we do these next 6 weeks will be right here on eCampus. So my name is Rachel Bartel, like I said, and I will be your instructor for this summer. And I have been here at WVU for about 2 years now. I completed my master's degree in the Department of Communication Studies last year, and am currently a first-year PhD student. In the fall and spring semesters, I taught COM 306, Organizational Communication. So this is kind of like a more applied, real-life version of that course. And I taught it the previous 6 weeks this summer, and I'm very excited to get to teach it again for this 6-week section. I'm originally from upstate New York and graduated from the State University of New York at New Paltz in 2019 with a dual degree in communication studies and psychology with a concentration in public relations and a minor in computer science. In my time there, I was also a dual sport athlete in soccer and lacrosse, editor-in-chief of the campus newspaper, and involved in various other extracurriculars. The PhD I'm currently pursuing is also in communication studies with a primary emphasis in intergroup communication and a secondary emphasis in organizational communication. Some of my research interests include the interplay between intergroup relationships and other types of relationships like family, interpersonal, and work relationships, and contributing to our understanding of how social issues are communicated and perpetuated in the workplace. Some of my hobbies include soccer, hiking, reading, and writing. I am an avid Pokemon fan, first 3 generations only though, and a proud dog mom to a Yorkie Pom, Yorkie Poo mix named Alfredo. I wish I could have you all introduce yourselves, but I'm sure with such a small class size, we will get to know each other a little better virtually throughout the semester. I very much look forward to working with each of you and am excited to have an opportunity to give everyone individual attention as needed this summer. I also want you to know that I recognize what a difficult academic year we just had and that I'm here to support you both professionally and personally as much as possible in my role as your instructor. So please do not hesitate to reach out to me with any questions, concerns, or even just a chat. I'd be happy to hear from each and every one of you. So now I would like to turn our attention to the course syllabus. I'm not going to read the whole thing verbatim, but I do want to touch on a few particularly important points and just go over the schedule for the next 6 weeks. So right here at the top is my information. We have my name and my email and office hours and the link to join those office hours. I will be having them every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. But if those hours don't work for you, I'm happy to set up an appointment outside those hours as well. We will have a textbook for this course. I sent that information to you in an email last week, but please make sure that if you haven't gotten it yet, you get it as soon as possible. You will need it and it will be helpful. So again, we are in an online asynchronous format, so we do not have formal meeting times, and everything we do will be right here on eCampus. So I do want to make that as simple as possible for you, and I'll go over that eCampus page in a little while. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I don't believe this will be much of an issue, but I do want to highlight this intellectual property statement. This is basically don't share or sell course materials, including lectures, notes, quizzes, exams, handout, and papers and stuff, because this is a lot of paperwork that I don't want to do and a lot of meetings that none of you want to deal with. So just don't do it. It won't be good. So class will be mostly recorded lectures and online discussion via discussion boards on eCampus. So you'll have access to PowerPoint slide notes as well, in addition to my recorded video lectures to go along with each chapter that you'll be reading from that textbook. The weekly discussion board posts are due Sundays at 11:59 p.m. Not this first week though, you guys get a little bit of a break from that, so you can just familiarize yourself with the course and eCampus. But next week, week 2, we will have one every week from then on. So your assignments, there's 3 assignments in this course. They're meant to be very straightforward and not meant to be graded harshly. So you all should do well. You'll have a resume, cover letter, and references assignment that's due at the end of this week on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. I go over this in more detail in the lecture video, as well as providing rubrics and assignment details for you all. And you will also write an informative paper in week 4 and a persuasive paper in week 6. They're only 2 to 3 pages, not meant to be super long, but just a chance for you to demonstrate that you can apply the concepts that you learn in this course. Normally we do presentations and a mock interview, but since we're online asynchronous and it's summer, I decided to forego that and give you guys these alternatives instead. You'll also have 2 exams, but they're very, very short. I don't even like calling them exams. I think that's too harsh a term for what this is. There are 25 questions. You get 2 hours to complete it, open book, open notes. And if you've read the chapters, they really shouldn't be any big deal. They're just true, false questions, multiple choice, and some matching questions. This is your grade breakdown. Each of the exams will be 100 points each, as well as the informative paper. The persuasive paper is worth a little bit more just because you have to demonstrate a little bit more of that higher order thinking and convince me as your audience of whatever you want me to think, believe, or do. And then your resume, cover letter, references assignment that's due this week is only worth 50 points. And you will have 5 discussion posts with 1 to 2 peer responses for each week, with the exception of this first week. They'll be 40 points each and add up to 200 points for a grand total of 700 points. So, and this is the grade scale. So if you're ever wondering how you're doing, you can look at this and calculate that. We don't have actual midterm grades that I need to submit for this short 6 weeks, but if you're curious, this would be the date to contact me if you want to talk about your midterm grade and how you're doing. But I'm sure you're all going to crush it. So late work, I understand that things happen sometimes, but let me know about anticipated issues in advance and give me the opportunity to be flexible with you. The reason I talked about all the things I did in undergrad was not to brag, but just to demonstrate that I understand that you all have things going on other than this course in your life, and that you have a lot of responsibilities and roles that are probably really important to you beyond this. So if you think there's going to be an issue with an assignment or anything like that, talk to me in advance and we'll come up with a plan to either give you an extension and get you caught up or whatever we need to do. So like I said, let me help you. Like, give me the opportunity to be flexible and help you out. So I also want to take this opportunity to talk about etiquette. And this is super, super important in an online class. Make sure you're following these general guidelines, both in your emails and your discussion board posts with your peers, especially because this is a business and professional communication course, so you always want to put your best foot forward, and taking the time to draft like a professional, polite, well-written email is just experience that is going to help you in other courses and eventually your future career probably. So if you're ever worried about how your email looks, this is a good list to refer to make sure you're hitting all of those things. So same kind of thing as I said with the intellectual property statement that I'm going to say with the academic integrity statement: plagiarism, cheating, all that stuff, academic dishonesty, don't do it. Please, I don't want to do the paperwork and y'all don't want to deal with the meeting. So let's just make a pact right now. We're not going to do this stuff and we'll be good. Also be sure to use your mixed email for all correspondences. I literally am not allowed to respond due to FERPA regulations if I get an email from you that is not from your Mix account. So please make sure if you're trying to contact me, you're doing it through your Mix account. I will also be contacting you primarily via eCampus, but responding to you individually through my Mix email. Like I said at the beginning, I know what a difficult academic year we just had. So I did include these COVID-19 and mental health statements. Because we're online asynchronous, I don't think that we'll have much of a problem worrying about social distancing or anything like that. But if you become sick or are required to quarantine and you need an adjusted schedule of any kind because of that, please contact me immediately and I will help you out there. Same kind of thing for your mental health. This is very important and I recognize what a hard year it's been. So if you're struggling, you can come to me, but please know that I am a mandated reporter. So depending on what you say, I may have to notify someone above me. But at that point, the process will be in your hands. Title IX may contact you, but you don't even have to respond to them if you don't want to. I'm open to listening to any concerns or issues that any of you may have, but just please know that I may have to do that depending on the subject matter if you're going to hurt yourself or someone else. At the end of the semester, I will reach out to you all with details about SEIs, but for now, please consider doing them as a young instructor. They're super important for my career and also just improving this course for future students that will take it, especially since this is the first time it's been offered online asynchronous. Your feedback's super valuable. Also, responses are anonymous and I don't even receive them until after your final grades come out. So your participation will in no way impact your grade in the course. So inclusivity, accessibility, veteran needs, and sexual misconduct. These are not so much of an issue during an online asynchronous course, but please reach out to me if you are experiencing any difficulty related to any of these things that I can be an assistant of. But again, please note that I am a mandated reporter. So if certain topics come up, I may have to report it to the Title IX office, which again, will probably reach out to you, but it will be complete. You are in the driver's seat at that point. You don't have to do anything that they ask you to do. You don't even have to answer them. But these things are very, very important. And I believe in mutual respect and open communication. So if anyone is having any issues, please feel free to come to me. I'm here for you both personally and professionally as your instructor, like I said. I think that's all I want to go over as far as what's in the syllabus. So now we'll talk about the schedule. So this schedule is tentative, but the only changes that I would make would be things to help you. But I really don't. It's pretty final as of right now. I don't anticipate a lot of changes, and any changes that are made, I will let you know in advance. But yeah, so like I said, you don't have a discussion board post this week. But you do have 3 chapters to read. And I know that's a little bit heavy, but they're introductory and they're very short, so they shouldn't take you a lot of time. And the 3rd chapter, chapter 4, is really meant to help you with your resume cover letter and references assignment, which is due Sunday at 11:59 p.m. After that, you'll have a discussion board post due every week with 1 to 2 peer responses. And week 2, you'll have the first exam. And the 2nd week or the 3rd week, you'll have the 2nd exam. And each week, those will be available from 12 p.m. noon to 5 p.m. on Friday the next day. On week 3, I also want you to send your informative paper topics to me via email for approval, because that is due Sunday at 11:59 of the following week, week 4. Week 5, you finally get a little bit of a break. You just have the discussion board post, reading, and I need to approve your topic for your persuasive paper via email. And then the final week, I did put chapter 11 here, but you will have already read it in week 4. I would just recommend reviewing it for the purpose of helping you out with your persuasive paper. But you'll have that paper due, a discussion board post, and 1 chapter of reading. So that's all I really have to say about your syllabus, but please make sure you give it a read sometime this week and reach out if you have any questions about it. But now I do want to show you your campus page and where to find all of your materials for this class.